What comes up from the ground is always there, from generation to generation.
Aranda woman Doris Stewart Nwade has spent a lifetime watching a town expand over her ancestors' country.
It's within you, and you feel it and you're guided by it throughout your whole life. That's where you get all your instincts from that tell you the right way how you look after country, and it'll always look after you.
In the desert heart of Australia, recent rainfall has drenched the West MacDonnell Ranges and beyond. It's a place Doris must protect as her role as an Apmarikatwe, the senior custodian responsible for decision-making for Mbantua, or Alice Springs.
It's just a part of you. It's that natural thing, how you connect to the country. This is a woman's site. My interest is in protecting what's been handed down for thousands of years.
Plans to build an Indigenous art gallery on this footy field precinct in the centre of Alice Springs has Doris Stewart concerned.
But you put a building up there with stories that don't belong here. How do you think the ancestors will feel towards that? That is disrespecting what's already been here for thousands of years.
The concept of songlines and stories are unique to Aboriginal artwork, where many artists paint what's specific to their tribe and country.
They paint kangaroos, emu.
Western Aranda elder Mervyn Rabunja has been painting his homeland since he was a teenager. The idea of hanging his art at the proposed gallery location makes him uneasy.
It's from the woman's side. You need to talk to the ladies first, if they say yes or no. Because it's important for every non-Indigenous person to listen.
The NT government has committed $50 million in funding. The federal government, $80 million. The gallery is predicted to bring in 53,000 tourists a year and create 245 jobs.
It needs a bit of a shot in the arm, the CBD. As you can see, we've got businesses hoarded up. We've got roller shutters down our main street of the mall, and we're in need of a bit of a boost here in Alice Springs. This is happening in Sydney. There'll be task force here and there.
Craig Jervis manages the casino, pubs and some motels in Alice Springs. He says business has been slow to bounce back since COVID border restrictions. A new art gallery in the centre of town could be a welcome boost to tourism.
I think Alice Springs can have its iconic thing. Sydney's got its Harbour Bridge. We've got Uluru in Central Australia.
Custodian Doris Stewart, she has said for 5 years that she doesn't want it on this sacred land. Do you not care what Doris thinks?
No, I don't think it's that. I think I have a different lens that I'm viewing this through, and it's the commercial lens, the tourism industry for Alice Springs.
This is a tension happening across the country, finding a balance between economic growth and development and protecting sacred sites. What about the footy here on the Oval, Doris? How do you feel about that being played here?
They can have their football. I'm not stopping them because it's open for everybody. But the art gallery, those stories don't belong here, for goodness sake. There's someone else's story on top of what's been here for thousands of years.
A steering committee led by Indigenous art experts advised the gallery should be built 5 kilometres out of town. But the NT government chose the Footy Oval location and is in the process of acquiring the site.
We very much welcome.
Aranda man Chancey Paik is the NT Minister for Arts and Sacred Sites.
The Northern Territory Government, the Cabinet resolved to identify its preferred location, and that preferred location is the site we're working with today, and that was built on a number of factors. That was built on the proximity to the CBD in Central Australia. It was also built on the foundations that we should be recognising and celebrating Aboriginal people, art and culture in our town, and that people shouldn't be seen as always being on the periphery.
Plonk on a very important site
Doris believes the government has been selective about who they've listened to.
Consultation, I don't know whether I understand that word. If you're there and they're consulting with you and you say no, end of story, consultation goes on without you then. And the boxes are being ticked.
Doris isn't alone in her fight. Warramungu Luritja businessman Owen Cole doesn't want the gallery on the Oval either.
So that's the reason why this was chosen.
He wants it at a culturally appropriate location south of town.
It's just perfectly placed in a bush environment, natural bush environment that has been used for the gathering of various tribal groups since time immemorial. So it's culturally appropriate to be here, and it's in that direction over there.
For 5 years, Mr Cole has campaigned against the CBD location, gathering more than 1,200 signatures opposing it.
It's torn the community apart. So, you know, the games that the Northern Territory government is playing, trying to get various custodians to change their mind and go against their families' wishes, has torn the custodian families apart.
As Aboriginal people, we're not a homogenous group. And many First Nations people have varying views and ideas and values on many things. I think that there's been a huge range of consultation that has been undertaken by my former arts ministers in the Northern Territory. Understanding that consultation has continued, it does continue.
Federal Minister for Indigenous Australians Linda Burney says there is still time for proper consultation.
We are very conscious, and that is one of the reasons why the funding will not be available until mid-2023. So there is a lot of time for negotiation, proper negotiation and resolution of this issue.
The Minister says the Commonwealth will keep a close eye on negotiations.
The Territory Government and the local government and the local community need to resolve that issue.
But the NT government is forging ahead with the gallery project.
All I want is respect for this land, not for me, for the land that I speak for on my father's country.